Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm documenting my life for a year. Welcome to week 8. Hello from Porto. Okay, so I started this YouTube series because I wanted to document my life for a year. And what happened in my brain is that I tried to over engineer the videos and have the perfect hooks and all of that. And while I think all of this is important because I want this to go big and to go viral at some point, honestly, the reality is I have severe back pain as I record this. I got really sick. I'm handing in the video late to my editor. Anyhow, but I'm keeping the promise to myself to showing up every single week. And so that's why I'm going to change the format a bit. Right now I put always season 1, episode whatever. But you know what? This is just week 8. And every week I'm going to report out what's happening in my life. And I hope you can take something with you, or you feel inspired or not. You think about a thing or two or not. That's all okay. But this week, it really and truly, I always want to give a quick update on what the heck happened. So, as I said, I have severe back pain. I got sick. I traveled, and I'm currently in Porto. And so here we are. This week, I learned a lot about mental health. Even though I was already very aware of my mental health, I did a lot of therapy, as I mentioned also in the other videos. But for the first time in my life, I could really feel that mental health is not just this invisible thing, which is very hard to grasp and very hard to explain to everyone. So I'm just going to share some of the realizations of what I had this week, that mental health indeed is not invisible. And my goal is honestly, like, maybe you feel the same, and I don't want you to feel alone. And also for me, sharing all these things really, really and truly helps me. But before I'm going to share my 3 realizations, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of Porto because Porto is amazing. And I'll still be here next week. So next week you'll get a full vlog about Porto, obviously, oh my god, hopefully. But yeah, so week 8 it is, and we're just gonna keep this casual as that. We're gonna always have like a vlog, talking head style video, and we shall find the fans along the way and the clicks and the thumbnails and whatever. Anyhow, thank you. Here's a bit of Porto magic, and I'll talk to you in a second. Bye. Welcome back. Hello. I hope you enjoyed the little Porto tour. So in week 8 of documenting my life with the new structure, I one thing really was in my face, and this is that mental health is not invisible. I talk a lot about mental health. I talk a lot about therapy, about how I'm trying to be more self-aware, doing all the mindfulness practices. But I feel like when we say mental health, it's mainly the thought that it's like invisible and that it's just in the head and you can't grasp it. But honestly, this week I got reminded that the body keeps the score. So I'm not sure if you read this book, but so I woke up with a stiff neck. I have insane back pain. My left knee is inflamed, and all of this is caused by trauma which happened. And so I luckily found a great therapist here in Porto, and they do traditional Chinese medicine, which I've never done before ever. And so it's a mix of acupuncture, chiropractic, and like energy work, and believe in these things or not, doesn't matter. But really what happened is there were trigger points in my neck, in the, like, I couldn't move, and in my lower back where I still have pain right now. And when he pressed the buttons, I just bursted out crying. And he explained that through trauma and through mental stress, the body actually forms knots, and it's not in the muscle, it's in the fascia. I think that's how it's called. And there's like little fat of the body is kind of like squished in there. And then you have trigger points, which are created because of mental health struggles. So I really wish I would have known this earlier, because I had stiff necks and all these like random pains also in my ear in the beginning of the year, which I didn't know where they came from, and no doctor could find out. So yeah, realization number 1 is like, I'm even gonna listen much more to my body now when there's some signals, and I feel like this makes mental health so much more visible. So the second realization I had this week about mental health was that asking for help and help on mental health challenges come in very different forms. So usually, as you might have seen on Instagram, I do mini-me mornings, which is a tiny bit of meditation, maybe some journaling, maybe some yoga. But when I had really severe mental health challenges and panic attacks, the first thing I jumped onto was traditional therapy. And while I think therapy is incredible, right now I'm clearly noticing in my body that traditional therapy is not going to get me out of the current situation. I feel mentally good, like I feel my mental health is great, but I can clearly feel that my body is tightening up, that I have physical pain in my body, which I know is mentally related. So this is just an encouragement for all of you that if you don't feel good, if it's mentally, if it's physically, therapy is great, but there's many, many, many more things. So there's EDMR, there is traditional Chinese medicine, you can journal, call a friend, call a colleague, go on a walk and talk into your phone. There's like 17 million ways on actually getting help. And so I don't know why, but it just felt like so important for me to share, because I also realized that right now I need something different than what I probably needed in the past to get through some difficult times. It's also me running around like a crazy person, trying to find a nice backdrop. Also learning on the side is that currently I actually don't care that I'm running around with a microphone and my phone to record a YouTube video. So that's progress. In the beginning I was terrified, but now I'm like, you know what, I don't care. Okay, realization number 3 is coming in a second. And last but not least, the third realization I had about mental health, which honestly I wasn't aware, and this is a very personal one, is that I think I feel mentally much stronger at this point in my life because I'm voicing probably almost everything. Like if something is up, if I don't feel good, I voice it. And it doesn't have to be voicing it to someone, but luckily I have a great people around me where I can do so. But it's also things like this, like creating YouTube videos, creating Instagram stories, and I'm doing it because I love to share, and for me voicing stuff really helps me to get either further to my goal or like process things even more. So it's much less of like, oh, I want to be this teacher and here are my 3 realizations you should follow. I don't know if they help you honestly, but for me it helps so much to just talk it out, to just get it out of my system, and that way I really feel like I process and I heal things much better. And as hard as it is sometimes with mental health challenges, I got through all of them so far, and you will too. And it's a fascinating journey, honestly, recording all these YouTube videos, because I try to make them like super cool, and then you need the hook, and then the 3 seconds, and then the whatever, and then I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day, I want to show up very authentically, and I don't want to just show up because the algorithm would be better if I do X, Y, and Z. And I feel like this is why I committed for a year to do it every single week, to figure out what's the best way for me, because of course I could have just recorded a video of like, happy Sarah, and like, oh my god, here's Porto, blah, blah, blah. But I'm in severe pain in my back. And the week was very challenging for me. And so I'm like, well, that's week 8. So I have no idea what week 9, 10, 11 will bring us, but this is the whole point of it. And maybe this resonates with some of you, because I really want to create a world where people are being human and not just robots or trying to overperform or just pretending to be someone. And well, I need to start by living the example. So 3 words for week 8: hard, challenging, and relieving, if that's even a word. Anyway, I'm sending you love. We can share some more Porto vibes for you. But thank you for watching the videos. I truly appreciate it. And talk to you next week in week 9. Goodbye. Bye, bye, bye.